This film is about a group of British Army soldiers led by Sergeant Wells, played by Sean Pertwee, training in the Highlands of Scotland when they come across the mutilated remains of a Special Forces unit who were a part of the same training mission. There is only one survivor, a Captain Ryan, played by Liam Cunningham. The only thing he has to offer are cryptic references to what attacked them. Dark shadows of growling silhouettes send them all retreating. Wells is severely injured, having been slashed open on the abdomen and his intestines protruding. They continue their retreat until they meet up with a zoologist who takes them to an old house in the forest. From there they find out from all the assaults they get that their attackers are actually 8-foot-tall werewolves. From then and there on, the werewolves continue their siege on the home. Private Cooper, played by Kevin McKidd, takes care of his wounded sergeant and takes control of the situation as a makeshift leader of the platoon. After several attempts of luring and escaping, they fail. Captain Ryan of the Special Ops ends up changing into a werewolf and joining the others on the siege of the home. The woman zoologist also turns out to be a traitor and was a werewolf the whole time. She is shot in the face and killed before she transforms, with 3 other werewolves behind her. Private Cooper and Wells make their way upstairs to fend off the remaining assailants, who just don't seem to die. Afterwards, it comes down to Sergeant Wells blowing up the house to kill all of the werewolves, because he himself is turning into one. The only one who survives is Private Cooper and a dog named Sam. In the credits, it is shown that Private Cooper has told the public about the event through the newspaper with the pictures that were taken throughout the film by a boisterous soldier, using a camera to temporarily blind the werewolves throughout the film. Not only does this film contain great elements of horror and surprise, it also has its element of comedy.
I hope I give you the shits, you fucking wimp.
Cooper. Knock me out! Hit me! Oh, you fucking pussy, hit me!
There are also references to other films, such as The Matrix.
With a spoon! There is no spoon.
Dog Soldiers has won the Golden Raven and Publix Award to the Brussels International Festival of Fantastic Film in 2002. A sequel was announced and it would be titled Dog Soldiers 2: Fresh Meat. It was said that filming would commence in 2006, but until this day nothing has been heard of it, and information from various web resources has been either removed or is outdated.
Who's that I see walking in these woods? Why, it's Little Red Riding Hood. Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. You sure are looking good. You're everything that a big bad wolf would want.
Cursed stars Christina Ricci as Ellie, and Jesse Eisenberg co-stars alongside her as Jimmy, her brother. One night on their way home, they hit an animal in another car, sending it careening off the road. They go to assist, but as they do, an unknown beast approaches.
You tried flipping your car down a mountain and then we fell!
Maybe you guys should hurry up.
Without warning, a monstrosity breaks through the window and drags the woman out of the car and eats her. At the same time, both Ellie and Jimmy are inadvertently scratched by the beast. Afterwards, Ellie thinks that it may have been a mountain lion or a bear that attacked them, but Jimmy isn't convinced. As he goes back to the car, his dog, Zipper, grows uncomfortable with his presence and bites him on the finger. Later that night, Ellie has a nightmare about attacking her boyfriend, Jake, played by Joshua Jackson, and experiencing a bunch of other phantasmagoria. She wakes up startled in her bed, and Jimmy wakes up naked in the bushes of his front yard. Jimmy starts reading about werewolves and mentions it to Ellie, but she doesn't take any interest in it. Ellie leaves her work while a woman named Jenny Tate is stalked and killed in the parking garage elevator by a horrific-looking werewolf. Jimmy discovers 5 distinctive dots on his palm, and when he connects them with a marker, it forms a pentagram. He discovers that Ellie also has the star as well. Jimmy finally confronts the high school homophobic bully named Bo in a wrestling match and wins, superbly. He displays freakish strength against him and two of his other friends. That same night, Bo shows up at his doorstep and confesses that he is really gay and that he likes Jimmy.
Whoa. What are you doing? I'm gay.
This is also when Zipper turns into a werewolf and attacks Jimmy, sending him out the door with Bo waiting, and the both of them drive off in his car. Bo and Jimmy both drive to the grand opening of Tinsel, the local club, in order to warn Ellie about the news.
She's going to a club opening, Tinsel.
On the strip, got it.
Okay,
I'm with you.
All right, settle down.
Also on her way home to talk to Jimmy when she is confronted by her boyfriend Jake in the parking lot. She sees the marks on his palm and becomes completely convinced that the werewolf curse is true and leaves her in a hurry. While at the club, Jimmy calls Ellie, and Ellie turns her car around and heads to Tinsel. When she gets there, Jake tries to tell Ellie that he wasn't the one killing anybody. Another werewolf, named Joni, played by Judy Greer, reveals herself as the other werewolf. She wants to get revenge on all the women who date Jake because she had sex with him and it turned her into a werewolf. The police arrive and shoot Joni in the head, separating her brain from the body, which is a said way in the film to kill the werewolf. Ellie and Jimmy are okay, but Jake has disappeared. They go back to their wrecked home only to find out that their curse has not yet been broken. Jake shows up, telling her that he is going to kill her brother Jimmy and wants her to live by his side forever. They fight a lot, but he overpowers her, and then Jimmy joins in, biting him on the shoulder, which gives Ellie enough time to drive a silver cake server in his chest, severely wounding him. She then decapitates him with a shovel. Afterwards, Bo's old girlfriend Zella shows up with a zipper, because Bo told her where he lived, and Jimmy goes walking with her and Bo, leaving Ellie behind to clean up the mess in their house.
And, clean.
Not only was CGI used in this film, the use of real costumes were also utilized in order to make the werewolf look more realistic instead of cartoonish. And the man in charge was, you guessed it, Rick Baker once again. By now, everybody who is watching this documentary should know that if you want to make a werewolf movie, Rick Baker is your go-to guy. If you enjoyed this section of the Werewolfentary, just know that this is but 12 select films when there are dozens more out there, and some waiting to hit theaters. Some are horrific, some are funny,
Jeez Louise.
and some of them are just plain horrible.
Can you keep a secret? Werewolf.
But nothing will ever be able to keep the furry beast known as the werewolf off of the silver screen.